I would like to extend a very warm welcome to His Excellency Maithripala Sirisena, the President of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka. I'd like to take the opportunity to welcome His Excellency General Prayut Chan-o-cha, the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Thailand. Your Excellencies, Heads of State Government, I'd like to welcome and extend a warm welcome once again to the 4th BIMSTEC Summit. Now let us start by playing the national anthem of Nepal. I'd like to request you all to please remain standing. And now I'd like to request the chairperson of BIMSTEC, Right Honourable Prime Minister of Nepal, for the formal declaration of opening of the 4th BIMSTEC Summit and to also lead the further proceedings. Let me also remind you once again, from Hindi to English, please turn on to channel 1. From Thai to English, please turn on to channel 2. For Sri Lanka to English, please turn on to channel 3. And from Myanmar, please turn on to channel 4. Thank you so much.
नमस्ते। बिम्स्टेक राष्ट्रका राष्ट्र प्रमुखज्यूहरू, सरकार प्रमुखज्यूहरू, विशिष्ट अतिथि महानुभावहरू र सम्पूर्ण उपस्थित दाजुभाइ दिदीबहिनीहरू सबैमा बिम्स्टेकको यो चौथो सम्मेलनमा हार्दिक स्वागत गर्दछु। अभिवादन, नमस्कार। Excellencies and distinguished guests, at the outset, in my capacity as the chair, I feel privileged and honored now to call the 4th BIMSTEC Summit to order. As per the program of the summit, now I will make my opening address. Your Excellency, Sheikh Hasina, Prime Minister of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, Your Excellency, Limpo Chering Wangchuk, Chief Advisor of the Interim Government of the Kingdom of Bhutan, Your Excellency Shri Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of the Republic of India, Your Excellency Hu Win Min, President of the Republic of Union of Myanmar, Your Excellency Maitripala Sirisena, President of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, Your Excellency General Pravit Chan-o-cha, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Thailand, Honorable Ministers, Secretary General of the BIMSTEC, distinguished guests, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen. Namaskar and good afternoon. Welcome to the land of Buddha and Sagarmatha. Welcome to the land of peace and harmony. The government and people of Nepal feel truly honored and privileged to warmly welcome the distinguished heads of state and government and other delegates to the 4th BIMSTEC Summit in Kathmandu. I sincerely thank you, all the fellow BIMSTEC leaders, for the prompt consent to host this summit within such a short span of time and for your gracious presence here today. I wish you all a pleasant stay in Kathmandu. Distinguished heads of state and government, the world is watching our gathering here today with keen interest because as a region with 1.6 billion people representing 22% of world population and combined GDP of US $2.8 trillion, our vision, commitment and action will have an impact on global political and economic order. Against we have assembled here with a solemn commitment to making the Bay of Bengal region peaceful, prosperous and sustainable. Our countries together have a dynamic potential imbued with the creative ingenuity and diligence of our peoples, opulence and generosity of the nature, richness and depth, the civilization and magnificence of diverse cultures and heritages. And this unique platform of BIMSTEC not only connects our countries, it also connects South Asia with Southeast Asia. And it connects mountains with oceans, reinforcing ecological interdependence. It brings together a resolve for our leadership, a resolve for progress and prosperity, and for sustainable development. BIMSTEC is not just a sum of its parts or a sum of the member states. It is more than that. It is also an idea that deeper integration can unleash the economic dynamism and address the development needs of countries and peoples. And an idea to accelerate social progress and promote collaboration and partnership. It can be also an identity rooted in rich civilizational heritage, an identity founded on shared values. An identity shaped by common understanding. An identity based on the unity in diversity. It is also a destiny ordained by the organic linkage of ecosystem between high mountains and deep seas. Destiny shaped by contiguous geography as well as potential of robust people-to-people contacts. Above all, it is our commitment, a commitment for deeper integration of our economies, of our trade and commerce. It is a commitment espoused over 2 decades ago as a thoughtful response to seize the opportunities of globalization and shifting of economic locus to Asia. And I must say, it also has to evolve as a cohesive regional grouping, an association of connected countries, connected societies, and connected peoples. Distinguished heads of state and government, our group together has a promising potential with a plethora of opportunities, with rich natural resources and dynamic and vibrant populations. Moreover, we have been blessed by the wisdom, knowledge, and innovation of our ancestors. In realizing our potentials, first and foremost, we must liberate our people from the clutches of poverty. The brutal clutches that drag us in a vicious cycle of deprivation, inhuman, unjust, and malign that drains our potential and ridicule our efforts as well as intentions. The dexterity of our hand-working people cannot pay off if we fail to lift millions of people from the suffering ditch of poverty. The dream of prosperity falters if we fail to defeat the darkness of poverty. The BIMSTEC poverty plan of action must be fully implemented. We must build on the progress made in the implementation of Millennium Development Goals and integrate the transformative 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. We must ensure that in accelerating the economic development, no one is left behind. Distinguished heads of state and government, we have been bearing the heavy burden of nature's suffering. Disproportionate consequences of climate change have adversely impacted us. Calamities such as landslides and floods have caused colossal loss. Ironically, we are being penalized for the mistakes we never made. To face this challenge, that we need is collective preparedness to prevent the perils of such calamities. We also need to intensify collaboration to adapt to and mitigate the menace of climate change based on the principle of common but differentiated responsibility and respective capacities. We are in the lap of the same Himalayas. Our rivers originate from the Himalayas and merge in the Bay of Bengal. The clouds from the Bay of Bengal bump against the Himalayas and land in our country in the form of ice and rain, or snow or rain. The typhoons in the Bay of Bengal shake the Himalayas and trigger avalanches and floods. Avalanches and floods in high mountains in return create troubles of various kinds in Bangladesh and in other coastal areas. The nature has not just created the Himalayas and the Bay of Bengal, but also the bone of existence, one that requires us to constantly collaborate and cooperate. Esteemed friends, with the wave of Fourth Industrial Revolution, new avenues have opened up. The technological revolution is transformative. Old modes of production and consumption are being transformed exponentially. This phenomenon has presented us a wide menu of challenges as well as opportunities. And complacence is not in the menu. We cannot afford to be the mere bystander at our own peril. We need to invest more in information and communication technology. And we need to invest smartly. Most importantly, we need to invest in our youth to inculcate entrepreneurial spirit in them, to nourish their creativity, to spur the innovation, and to impart skills to them, befitting the rapid technological change. It will contribute to unleash their vigor and energy for creativity and production, thus varying the desperation and vulnerability. We should strive to best utilize the energy of our youth. Our youth and children are our future. We have to work together for youth and children and for the future generations. Investment in youth and children is investment for prosperous future. Fellow leaders, our region is not immune from dangers of terrorism, organized crimes, drugs trafficking, women trafficking, and money laundering, among others. We must remain united in defeating terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. We must combat all other transnational organized crimes through an enhanced level of cooperation and coordinated efforts. Peace and stability is essential for sustained economic growth and development. And I believe that faster development with social justice and the rapid growth with equitable distribution are key to ensuring peace and stability. Distinguished participants, trade is an engine for economic growth. It is unfortunate that we trade little within the region. An early conclusion of the agreements on trade in goods, trade in services, investment, mutual assistance in custom matters, dispute settlement, and trade facilitation is the need of hour to enable BIMSTEC to effectively move forward. When the protectionist tendencies and increasing barriers are rife in the world. Increased understanding among us is a sine qua non to realize our commitments for free and fair trade. Our success will depend on the honest and time-bound implementation of all the instruments that we have signed. Our success will depend on lesser barriers and greater trade facilitations, on smooth and uninterrupted transit arrangements, on increased flow of goods and services, and on scaling of investments. Our success will depend on integrated markets, integrated economies, and an atmosphere of confidence for level playing field for all the member states, including the landlocked and least developed countries among us. Excellencies, my government has adopted a long-term goal of prosperous Nepal and happy Nepali. When we speak of prosperity and happiness, we must be aware the nexus between opulence and happiness is not linear. Prosperity alone is not the soul and face of happiness. Happiness is multifaceted. It has multiple building blocks, and prosperity is one of them. Decent jobs and gainful employment for working population, modernization of agriculture, utilization of energy potentials, in particular hydropower, infrastructure development, tourism, and development of human resources are among the priorities to achieve the goal of prosperous Nepal, happy Nepali. In our efforts to realize this goal, we count on the goodwill and support of the international community. As I emphasize the importance of cooperation, we must take note of the shimmering uncertainties in multilateralism. We must collectively make a resolve to preserve and maintain multilateralism as the most legitimate process for addressing contemporary challenges of global scale. All states, bigger or smaller, must fulfill their responsibilities in good faith and ensure that the principles of fairness and justice are upheld. We want to achieve the goal of prosperity and happiness within a democratic framework established by our Constitution and on the strength of uniquely successful peace process. Our commitment to democracy, human rights, good governance, rule of law, and social justice is total and unwavering. We believe in comprehensive democracy that empowers individuals, not only politically but also economically, socially, and culturally. Guided by the similar vision, we also aspire for a prosperous region and happy peoples. And we must remember any pockets of deprivation, whether small or large, any impulse of exclusion and perennial attitude of pessimism and cynicism are obstacles in the march towards the vision of prosperous region and happy people. We will be able to overcome these obstacles only through deeper economic integration. For this, We need to identify the drivers of economic integration. Better physical connectivity, increased trade, enhanced people-to-people contacts are some of them. We need to do this by focusing on our commonalities as well as comparative advantages. We need to do this by taking bold policy measures. Esteemed leaders, connectivity is a key enabler for robust regional cooperation. It is the very foundation in which the edifice of economic integration can stand upright. Connectivity in physical and digital sphere. Connectivity of infrastructures and industries. Connectivity of markets and minds can unleash multiplier effects, igniting innovation, spurring growth, and propelling progress. We need to intensify our investments in the cross-regional transport networks. Better connectivity of roads, railways, air, waterways will unlock our full potential. It can promote meaningful cooperation in trade and investment, energy, tourism, and technology transfer. An early adoption of the draft BIMSTEC Master Plan on transport connectivity and timely conclusion of transport-related regional instruments will help advance our cooperation in this critical area. People are the drivers and beneficiaries of connectivity. Buddhism serves as a strong connecting thread in the region. All the member states of BIMSTEC are connected with Buddhism in one way or the other. It is in this spirit, and as the Prime Minister of our country that gave birth to Lord Buddha, I underline the importance of developing and operationalizing the Buddhist circuit in the region, promote connectivity and tourism. Dear friends, the success of BIMSTEC will be judged by the outcomes of it delivers. A strong political will, coupled with right mix of policies, institutions and resources, can ensure the success of BIMSTEC. As our organization evolves, we should be prepared to adopt a charter to provide it a solid legal foundation. I welcome the appointment of Ambassador Mr. M. Shahidul Islam of Bangladesh as the Secretary General of BIMSTEC and wish him a successful tenure. The Secretariat must be strengthened to fulfill its responsibilities. I thank the Government of Bangladesh for hosting and supporting the BIMSTEC Secretariat. Nepal stands for meaningful regional cooperation. We believe that SAARC and BIMSTEC do not substitute but complement each other. We are also committed to advancing the sub-regional cooperation under BBIN. Before I conclude, let me reiterate Nepal's strong and unwavering commitment to the process of regional cooperation under BIMSTEC. Scale, speed, and substance of cooperation should match the potentials of the region. For this, we must realize that time is of essence. Now is the time to act and to intensify our efforts. Now is the time not just to deliver it, but also to deliver. Now is the time to translate promises into performances. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Excellencies and distinguished delegates, may I now move on the agenda item 2, adoption of the agenda for the 4th BIMSTEC Summit. The document containing the provisional agenda has already been circulated to all BIMSTEC member states and it is also placed on your table. The provisional annotated agenda is contained in the document BIMSTEC Summit 4/18/1 Rep 2. May I invite Your Excellencies to consider the adoption of the agenda. Are there any comments on the proposed agenda? If none, the agenda is adopted. Thank you, Excellency, for your support. Now the agenda is adopted. Excellencies, now I move on to the agenda item 3, statements by the leaders of delegation in alphabetical order. As per the BIMSTEC practice to deliver statements in alphabetical order, I have the pleasure to invite Her Excellency Sheikh Hasina, Prime Minister of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, to deliver her statement. Madam Prime Minister, you have the floor.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. His Excellency Right Honorable K.P. Sharma Oli, Chairman of the 4th BIMSTEC Summit, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, and a very good afternoon to you all. It is my privilege to be present at the 4th BIMSTEC Summit in Nepal. I would like to convey my warm felicitations to the Right Honorable K.P. Sharma Oli, Chairman of the 4th BIMSTEC Summit. My heartfelt thanks go to the Government of Nepal for their support in carrying forward the BIMSTEC during the last 4.5 years. I also extend thanks to the Chairman of the 4th BIMSTEC Summit for choosing an appropriate theme of the summit, quote, towards a peaceful, prosperous and sustainable Bay of Bengal region, unquote. Mr. Chairman, this is the month of August. It was during this month I lost my family. In 1975, my father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, under his leadership, we liberated our country. He presented the nation, Bangladesh. He was assassinated along with my mother, my 3 brothers. Younger one was only 4 years old. Newly wedded, my 2 sisters-in-law, my uncle, 18 members of my family was assassinated. My younger sister and myself were abroad, so we survived. We took shelter in India. 6 years we couldn't return home. After 6 years, when I was elected as the president of my party, Bangladesh Awami League, with this party my father liberated the country, I took all initiative to implement my father's dream to develop Bangladesh as a poverty-free Bangladesh. And also, I took steps that how we can work together, the cooperation, regional cooperation, bilateral cooperation with our neighboring country. I tried my best to develop my country, and also my aim is to develop the region, the South Asian people. I devoted myself for the cause, the right cause of my people, and also develop Bangladesh as a poverty-free golden Bangladesh. I pay my respect to all my family members and the martyrs of our liberation war. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, in Bangladesh, it was the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who back in 1972 first dreamed of regional economic and social progress in South Asia. Since then, regional cooperation has been an integral component of our foreign policy. We attach high importance to regional cooperation through BIMSTEC. Hosting a BIMSTEC Secretariat in Dhaka is a manifestation of the full commitment of our government to the BIMSTEC Forum. BIMSTEC is potentially a dynamic region in the world with 1.5 billion people comprising almost 22% of global population. Its combined GDP is $2.8 trillion and average growth rate of above 6%. The region has a huge scope of expansion of intra-trade. We have to utilize the potential that much of which remains still untapped. Mr. Chairperson, the UN Secretary General termed Bangladesh as an economic miracle during his recent visit to Bangladesh. We made significant economic and social progress during the last 10 years. Our per capita GDP reached to $1,752 during the current fiscal year from $543 in 2006. Our GDP growth reached 7.8%. Poverty rate has dropped to 21% in 2018 from 41.5% in 2006. The World Bank ranks Bangladesh as the 43rd largest economy in the world in terms of GDP and 32nd in terms of purchasing power parity. PricewaterhouseCoopers projected Bangladesh as the 23rd largest economy by 2050. We are committed to pursuing all means to domestic, bilateral, regional and international cooperation in transforming Bangladesh to a middle-income country by the year 2021 and developed one by the 2041. Excellencies, development is dependent on peace and stability. We have been pursuing a policy of inclusive development with the conviction to address hunger and poverty, illiteracy, and inequality to build a stable, just and sustainable society. Earlier this year, we have been qualified to graduate from the LDCs. Some of our unique domestic socio-economic measures have received popular response and produced visible dividends. This includes Ekti Bari Ekti Khamar means one household, one farm. It means no land will remain uncultivable. All cultivable land should be cultivated so that we can produce more food and ensure food security to everybody, and each and every family should come out from the poverty level. Community clinic, it means we ensure health service to each and every family up to the grassroots level, up to village level. Ashram project, shelter project, no one left behind without home. From government, we distribute a small house or a cluster of house to the poorest and landless people. Education for all. Each and every student should go to school and study. We ensure we also provide money to the mother who send their children to the school, and also we give stipend and free books, day meal for the students. Social safety net programs, that means old age pension, widow pension, destitute women pension, electricity for all, digital Bangladesh. Now Bangladesh is digitally connected. We have internet service all over the country. Women empowerment and environment protection. Another unique economic initiative our government undertook for the disadvantaged people is the Micro Savings Initiative. Under this program, the beneficiary of micro savings make a monthly personal savings of like taka 100 taka in a specialized bank named savings banks accounts, and the government deposits a matching 100 taka. They then invest in small-scale economic activities to create sustainable livelihood. They should not depend on other mercy, because microcredit sometimes takes high rate of interest. But micro savings, we give money to people with a very low interest, but they have to have their own savings. From that savings, they will continue their business. That way we make each and every family hunger-free and poverty-free. And we improve our livelihood of our people from the grassroots level with this project. And through cooperative, all the production, we give them market facilities. We are establishing a special economic zone all over the country, about 100 special economic zones. There we invite domestic and foreign investors so that we can create job opportunity for our people, and also our economy can make progress. Excellencies, poverty, climate change, and terrorism, among others, remain some of our common enemies. As the lead country in climate change, we have initiated adaptation and mitigation programs. For example, we have created a climate change trust fund of $400 million in line with our comprehensive climate change strategy. We have successfully implemented our zero tolerance policy in addressing terrorism in all its manifestations. We declare that we will not allow anybody to use our soil to launch any kind of terrorist activities in our neighboring country. We had hosted early this year the second BIMSTEC Security Chiefs meeting in Dhaka. As the lead country for trade and investment, we have been pursuing promotion of meaningful engagements and cooperation. Excellencies, however, despite our very passionate collective commitment, BIMSTEC Forum achieved a few modest successes during the past 21 years of its existence. Therefore, a huge task remains ahead of us. We need to consolidate fundamental legal frameworks to carry forward the substantive engagements in our cooperation to produce visible results. In this context, the special BIMSTEC retreat in Goa in 2016, hosted by Indian Prime Minister His Excellency Mr. Narendra Modi, was an important step forward. Some of the decisions of the 16-point agenda of action adopted in Goa have been executed, while many are yet to be realized. Mr. Chairman, the global scenario has been changing very fast, resulting in new dynamics in every sphere. We have to match the new dynamics and the current reality through three-pronged cooperation: bilaterally, regionally, and multilaterally. Our cooperation in BIMSTEC Forum can be expanded through creation of free trade area, investment and energy cooperation, enhancing people-to-people contact and funding mechanisms. I am happy to mention that some BIMSTEC countries have bilateral engagements of electricity grid connection. The new BIMSTEC electricity grid offers a new avenue for energy cooperation as complementary to our bilateral, trilateral, and regional initiatives. To achieve an early dividend from the BIMSTEC, we would like to propose to categorize the 14 sectors into several clusters to make them more synergized, focused, and implementable. The proposals are: A. Trade, investment, connectivity, science and technology, energy, poverty alleviation, and agriculture sectors that directly add economic and social benefits for the people may be categorized under one cluster called sustainable development. B. Likewise, security, counterterrorism, climate change, and disaster management that protect and promote our prosperity may be placed under another cluster called security and stability. C. Last but not least, culture and public health that facilitate and influence our progress and prosperity may be placed under the third cluster called people-to-people contact. In the same light, we may also consider reviewing the scope and structure of BIMSTEC in view of the developing political and economic scenario. I thank you, Mr. Chairperson, for your innovative speech. It is very innovative and I think it encourages everybody. And I thank you all, the member participants. Thank you very much. Khuda Hafiz. Jai Bangla, Jai Bangabandhu. May Bangladesh live forever. Long live the spirit of BIMSTEC.
I would like to thank Her Excellency, the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, for her statement. And now, I have the honor to invite His Excellency Limpo Sering Wangchuk, Chief Advisor of the Interim Government of the Kingdom of Bhutan, for his statement. Excellency, you have the floor.
Your Excellency, the Right Honorable K.P. Sharma Oli, Prime Minister of Nepal and Chair of BIMSTEC, distinguished heads of states and governments, Honorable Secretary General of BIMSTEC, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Namaste and good afternoon. It is a great pleasure to be in the beautiful and historic city of Kathmandu to participate in the 4th BIMSTEC Summit. I have the honor to convey the greetings of His Majesty the King to this august gathering and his best wishes for the success of this summit. I wish to express deep appreciation to the government and people of Nepal for the warm welcome and gracious hospitality extended to the Bhutanese delegation and the excellent arrangements made for this important summit. Our appreciation is due to Prime Minister Oli and the Nepalese government for the excellent stewardship of our organization, despite the challenges that Nepal faces in recovering from the devastating earthquake of 2015. I am confident, under the able guidance of Prime Minister Oli, our deliberations will further add momentum to this regional organization to forge ahead for the benefit of our people. Excellencies, I would like to place on record my deep appreciation to the government of Myanmar for the hosting of the 3rd BIMSTEC Summit at Naypyidaw in March 2014 and the government of India for the BIMSTEC Outreach Summit in October 2016 at Goa. I wish to take this opportunity to acknowledge and commend the service rendered by our First Secretary General, Ambassador Sumit Nakandala of Sri Lanka, and wish him every success in his future endeavors. I welcome his successor, Ambassador Sahidul Islam of Bangladesh, and assure continued support and cooperation to him of the Royal Government in furthering the goals of BIMSTEC. We are meeting today following the loss of a great leader and a towering statesman from our region. The former Prime Minister of India, late Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, distinguished himself in the service of his nation and will be fondly remembered for fostering friendship and cooperation in the region and beyond. The people and the Royal Government of Bhutan joined the people and government of India in mourning this great loss. Excellencies, my country is on the cusp of our 3rd parliamentary elections. The 2nd democratically elected government successfully completed its 5-year term on 1st of August 2018. In accordance with our Constitution, a new government has to be elected and formed within a period of 90 days after the dissolution of the National Assembly. The next elected government will be formed and in place by the end of October this year. Elections for the National Council were successfully completed earlier in June this year. The people of Bhutan are indeed looking forward to participate in the upcoming elections. The successful conduct of the 3rd parliamentary elections will be yet another milestone following the introduction of parliamentary democracy in Bhutan. Under the guidance of His Majesty the King, democracy in Bhutan has been established on a sound foundation and is fulfilling the aspirations of the people. Culture and values of inclusive and intelligent democracy with constructive deliberations for the good of the nation are vigorously pursued. A free, vibrant and responsible media is playing an important role in Bhutan's democracy. More importantly, the people of Bhutan, having embraced democracy, albeit reluctantly, are playing the rightful role in choosing a government that best serves the interests of the nation and the people. It is therefore a matter of pride for every Bhutanese that the state of our young democracy is robust, and we are firmly committed towards further strengthening the core, structural and supporting values and principles of the Constitution as envisioned by our beloved monarchs. Excellencies, during the period from the dissolution of the previous government to the formation of the next elected government, our Constitution provides for an interim government led by the Chief Justice of Bhutan as the Chief Advisor and assisted by advisors who are appointed by the throne to ensure the conduct of free, fair and credible elections. The interim government is mandated only to carry out the routine functions of the government and not entitled to take policy decisions or enter into any agreement with foreign governments or organizations. Nevertheless, in view of our commitment to BIMSTEC and not desiring to cause further delay to the hosting of this very important summit meeting, I have the privilege and pleasure to represent the interim government of Bhutan at the 4th BIMSTEC Summit in Kathmandu. In this regard, I wish to express my delegation's deep appreciation for the spirit of understanding and accommodation that our member countries, led by Nepal, have shown, that has enabled us to participate in the summit on an ad referendum basis. My delegation welcomes the theme of the summit towards a peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable Bay of Bengal region. It succinctly encapsulates the aspiration of our organization, our countries, and our people. For there can be no prosperity without peace and stability. Peace and stability is essential for implementation of any poverty alleviation and sustainable development programs. It is also in harmony with the Global 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and Bhutan's own national development strategy based on the philosophy of gross national happiness, that is, development with values. In a highly interconnected and globalized world, robust partnership and collaboration within and amongst countries and regions are imperative for bringing about dividend from shared peace and prosperity. BIMSTEC provides a unique platform for countries around the rim of the Bay of Bengal to work together in realizing our national and collective aspirations for the benefit of our 1.5 billion people, constituting 22% of the global population. Last year, BIMSTEC marked its 20th anniversary. Like in any other BIMSTEC countries, we in Bhutan also celebrated and commemorated this important milestone in a befitting manner. Our organization has indeed come a long way since its formation in 1997 with the Bangkok Declaration. Shared geography, history, culture, and values provide a compelling setting for us to work together for our common good. During the last 2 decades, our collective efforts have led to positive outcomes in political, economic, social, and cultural spheres. While all of us agree that we can and must do more, we also recognize that there is a need for more coherence in our actions. In this context, Bhutan welcomes the steps being initiated to review and rationalize our institutional mechanisms and areas of cooperation on the basis of lessons learned. Excellencies, for peace and prosperity in our region, it is my belief the following may merit our collective consideration as priority areas for regional cooperation. First, we need to promote and increase trade within the region. The level of intra-BIMSTEC trade remains dishearteningly low, and the full potential of interregional trade remains yet to be fully tapped. Without economic integration, it would be difficult to bring about shared prosperity. While we have made progress on the BIMSTEC free trade area, it is imperative that we work towards finalizing the free trade agreement at the earliest. Second, we must promote regional digital connectivity. A strong network of digital connectivity and data democratization, that is, data which is accurate, reliable, and updated real-time, would enable easy access to information and diverse markets to promote greater trade, investment, and better people-to-people contacts. Strong digital connectivity would naturally help our countries prosper and fulfill important national goals. For a landlocked country like Bhutan, efficient, effective, and reliable digital connectivity has become an important prerequisite to economic growth. Third, for a peaceful and stable BIMSTEC region, we need to address security threats through dialogue and cooperation. In this regard, in addition to the ongoing cooperation on counterterrorism and transnational crimes, Bhutan welcomes the initiative of India to conduct a joint counterterrorism exercise later in the year. Fourth, culture, in my view, is the foundation for regional understanding and collaboration. Given our mutual affinity through religion, rich cultural heritage and traditions, Cultural exchanges, besides promoting tourism, must become an important avenue to promoting people-to-people contact. In this regard, Bhutan welcomes the offer made by Bangladesh to host the second BIMSTEC Cultural Ministerial Meeting and BIMSTEC Cultural Festival 2018. We are hopeful that these two important events on culture will expedite an early implementation of the Paro Declaration. Fifth, as a small mountainous country, vulnerable to the extremes of climate change, environmental degradation and natural disasters, Bhutan's commitment to preservation and protection of the environment is reflected in the Constitution and the creation of an extensive protected area comprising of national parks and biological corridors, which comprises 51% of the 72.6% total area under forest cover. There is a huge potential for us to share experience, learn from each other, and identify ways and means to help each other, particularly during times of major natural disasters. Establishment of a disaster management center in the region could be meaningful and useful in coordinating timely support that is critical to saving lives. On behalf of His Majesty the King, government and people of Bhutan, I offer my humble prayers for those who lost their lives in the tragic and devastating floods in Kerala, and for the thousands who are still struggling to cope with the aftermath of the tragedy. In conclusion, I remain confident that Summit will provide the much-needed impetus for our organization to grow and become an effective regional grouping that can harness our full potential and deliver on our common aspirations. Bhutan remains fully committed to the BIMSTEC process and will continue to contribute towards realizing its objectives for shared economic growth, prosperity, and happiness of our people. I offer my good wishes for the success of this summit. Dhanyabad, thank you, and Peshtinet.
I express my sincere thanks to His Excellency Limpo Chering Wangchuk, Chief Advisor of the Interim Government of the Kingdom of Bhutan, for this statement. And next, I have the honor to invite His Excellency Shri Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of the Republic of India, for his statement. Excellency, you have the floor.
Your Excellency, Right Honorable Pradhan Mantri ओली जी, बिम्स्टेक सदस्य देशों से आए सभी मेरे साथी वरिष्ठ लीडर्स, सबसे पहले तो मैं इस चौथे बिम्स्टेक शिखर सम्मेलन की मेजबानी और सफल आयोजन के लिए नेपाल सरकार का और प्रधानमंत्री ओली जी का हृदय से आभार प्रकट करना चाहता हूं। हालांकि मेरे लिए ये पहला बिम्स्टेक शिखर सम्मेलन है, लेकिन 2016 में मुझे गोवा में ब्रिक्स समिट के साथ बिम्स्टेक रिट्रीट होस्ट करने का अवसर मिला था। गोवा में हमने जो एजेंडा फॉर एक्शन ए फॉर ए तय किया था, उसके अनुरूप हमारी टीम्स ने प्रशंसनीय फॉलोअप एक्शन लिया है और उसमें प्रमुख जो बातें शामिल है, पहली, वार्षिक बिम्स्टेक डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट एक्सरसाइज का आयोजन, राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा प्रमुखों की 2 मुलाकातें, बिम्स्टेक ट्रेड फैसिलिटेशन एग्रीमेंट पर चर्चा में प्रगति, बिम्स्टेक ग्रिड इंटरकनेक्शन के विषय पर समझौता, और इसके लिए मैं सभी देशों के डेलीगेशंस का हृदय से अभिनंदन करता हूं। एक्सेलेंसीज, हम सभी देश सदियों से सभ्यता, इतिहास, कला, भाषा, खान-पान और हमारे साझा संस्कृति के अटूट बंधनों से जुड़े हुए हैं। इस क्षेत्र के एक और महान हिमालय पर्वत श्रृंखला है और दूसरी ओर हिंद और प्रशांत महासागरों के बीच स्थित बंगाल की खाड़ी है। बंगाल की खाड़ी का यह क्षेत्र हम सभी के विकास, सुरक्षा और प्रगति के लिए विशेष महत्व रखता है और इसलिए यह कोई आश्चर्य की बात नहीं है कि भारत की नेबरहुड फर्स्ट और एक्ट ईस्ट दोनों नीतियों का संगम इसी बंगाल की खाड़ी के क्षेत्र में होता है। एक्सेलेंसीज, हम सभी विकासशील देश हैं। अपने अपने देशों में शांति, समृद्धि और खुशहाली ये हमारी सबसे बड़ी प्राथमिकता है, लेकिन आज के इंटरकनेक्टेड विश्व में यह काम कोई अकेले नहीं कर सकता है। हमें एक दूसरे के साथ चलना है। मैं मानता हूं कि सबसे बड़ा अवसर है कनेक्टिविटी का, ट्रेड कनेक्टिविटी, इकोनॉमिक कनेक्टिविटी, ट्रांसपोर्ट कनेक्टिविटी, डिजिटल कनेक्टिविटी और पीपल टू पीपल कनेक्टिविटी। सभी आयामों पर हमें काम करना होगा। बिम्स्टेक में कोस्टल शिपिंग और मोटर व्हीकल समझौतों को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए हम भविष्य में भी मुलाकात की मेजबानी कर सकते हैं। हमारे एंटरप्रेन्योर्स के बीच संपर्क और कनेक्टिविटी बढ़ाने के लिए भारत बिम्स्टेक स्टार्टअप कॉन्क्लेव होस्ट करने के लिए तैयार है और हम भली भांति जानते हैं कि एक स्टार्टअप का युग और हमारी युवा पीढ़ी का तो उत्साह, इसकी अपनी एक ताकत है। हम इसको बल दे सकते हैं मिलकर के। हम सभी देश अधिकांशतः कृषि प्रधान और क्लाइमेट चेंज की आशंकाओं से लगातार जूझ रहे हैं। इस संदर्भ में कृषि अनुसंधान और शिक्षा और विकास पर सहयोग के लिए भारत क्लाइमेट स्मार्ट फार्मिंग सिस्टम के लिए विषय पर एक अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सम्मेलन का आयोजन करेगा। डिजिटल कनेक्टिविटी के क्षेत्र में भारत अपने नेशनल नॉलेज नेटवर्क को श्रीलंका, बांग्लादेश, भूटान आने के लिए कि उसके लिए पहल के लिए भी प्रतिबद्ध है। हम इसे म्यांमार और थाईलैंड में भी बढ़ाने का प्रस्ताव करते हैं। मैं आशा करता हूं कि सभी बिम्स्टेक देश इस वर्ष अक्टूबर में नई दिल्ली में आयोजित की जा रही इंडिया मोबाइल कांग्रेस में भागीदार होंगे। इस कांग्रेस में बिम्स्टेक मिनिस्टरियल कॉन्क्लेव भी शामिल है। बिम्स्टेक सदस्य देशों के साथ कनेक्टिविटी बढ़ाने में भारत के पूर्वोत्तर क्षेत्र की अहम भूमिका होगी। भारत के पूर्वोत्तर क्षेत्र के विकास के लिए साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी इंटरवेंशंस इन द नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न रीजन नामक एक पहल है। हम इस कार्यक्रम को बिम्स्टेक के सदस्य देशों के लिए एक्सटेंड करने का प्रस्ताव रखते हैं। इसी तरह भारत के नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्पेस एप्लीकेशन सेंटर में बिम्स्टेक सदस्य देशों के शोधकर्ताओं, छात्रों और प्रोफेशनल्स के लिए हम 24 स्कॉलरशिप भी देने के लिए तैयार हैं। एक्सेलेंसीज, हमारे संपर्कों की एक विशेष कड़ी है बौद्ध धर्म और चिंतन। अगस्त 2020 में भारत इंटरनेशनल बुद्धिस्ट कॉन्क्लेव की मेजबानी करेगा। मैं सभी बिम्स्टेक सदस्य देशों को इस अवसर पर गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर के रूप में भागीदारी का निमंत्रण देता हूं। हमारी युवा पीढ़ी के बीच संपर्क को प्रोत्साहन देने के लिए बिम्स्टेक यूथ समिट और बिम्स्टेक बैंड फेस्टिवल के आयोजन का प्रस्ताव भारत रखना चाहता है। इनके साथ हम बिम्स्टेक यूथ वाटर स्पोर्ट्स का आयोजन भी कर सकते हैं। बिम्स्टेक देशों के युवा छात्रों के लिए नालंदा विश्वविद्यालय में 30 स्कॉलरशिप और जिपमर इंस्टीट्यूट में एडवांस मेडिसिन के लिए 12 रिसर्च फेलोशिप भी दी जाएंगी। साथ ही भारत के हाईटेक कार्यक्रम के तहत पर्यटन, पर्यावरण, डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट, रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी, कृषि, ट्रेड और WTO जैसे विषयों पर 100 शॉर्ट टर्म ट्रेनिंग कोर्सेज भी ऑफर किए जाएंगे। बंगाल की खाड़ी क्षेत्र में कला, संस्कृति, सामुद्रिक कानूनों एवं अन्य विषयों पर शोध के लिए हम नालंदा विश्वविद्यालय में एक सेंटर फॉर बे ऑफ बंगाल स्टडीज भी की स्थापना भी करेंगे। इस केंद्र में हम सभी देशों की भाषाओं के एक दूसरे के जुड़े तारों के बारे में भी रिसर्च की जा सकती है। हम सभी देशों के अपने अपने लंबे इतिहास और इतिहास से जुड़े पर्यटन के पोटेंशियल का पूरी तरह लाभ उठाने के लिए ऐतिहासिक इमारतों और स्मारकों के पुनरुत्थान के लिए हम सहयोग कर सकते हैं। एक्सेलेंसी, क्षेत्रीय इंटीग्रेशन तथा आर्थिक प्रगति और समुद्र के लिए हमारे इन साझा प्रयासों की सफलता के लिए यह आवश्यक है कि हमारे क्षेत्र में शांति और सुरक्षा का वातावरण हो। हिमालय और बंगाल की खाड़ी से जुड़े हमारे देश बार बार प्राकृतिक आपदाओं का सामना करते रहे थे। कभी बाढ़, कभी साइक्लोन, कभी भूकंप। इस संदर्भ में एक दूसरे के साथ ह्यूमैनिटेरियन असिस्टेंस और डिजास्टर रिलीफ प्रयासों में हमारा सहयोग और समन्वय बहुत ही आवश्यक है। हमारे क्षेत्र की भौगोलिक स्थिति वैश्विक सामुद्रिक ट्रेड रूट से जुड़ी है और हम सभी की अर्थव्यवस्थाओं में भी ब्लू इकोनॉमी इसका एक विशेष महत्व है। साथ ही आने वाले डिजिटल युग में हमारी अर्थव्यवस्थाओं के लिए साइबर इकोनॉमी का महत्व भी अधिकाधिक बढ़ेगा और इसलिए अगले महीने भारत में आयोजित की जा रही बिम्स्टेक मल्टीनेशनल मिलिट्री फील्ड ट्रेनिंग एक्सरसाइज माइलेक्स और थल सेना प्रमुखों की कॉन्क्लेव का मैं हृदयपूर्वक स्वागत करता हूं। भारत बिम्स्टेक देशों की एक ट्राई सर्विस ह्यूमैनिटेरियन असिस्टेंस एंड डिजास्टर रिलीफ एक्सरसाइज की मेजबानी भी करेगा। दूसरी वार्षिक बिम्स्टेक डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट एक्सरसाइज की मेजबानी के लिए भी भारत तैयार है। हम डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट के क्षेत्र में कार्यरत ऑफिसर्स के लिए कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग में भी सहयोग करने के लिए तैयार है। भारत ब्लू इकोनॉमी पर सभी बिम्स्टेक देशों के युवाओं का एक हैकेथॉन आयोजित करेगा। इससे ब्लू इकोनॉमी की संभावनाओं पर सहयोग पर फोकस किया जा सकता है। एक्सेलेंसीज, हम में से कोई भी देश ऐसा नहीं है जिसने आतंकवाद और आतंकवाद के नेटवर्क से जुड़े ट्रांसनेशनल अपराधों और ड्रग ट्रैफिकिंग जैसी समस्याओं का सामना नहीं किया हो। नशीले पदार्थों से संबंधित विषयों पर हम बिम्स्टेक फ्रेमवर्क में एक कॉन्फ्रेंस का आयोजन करने के लिए तैयार हैं। यह स्पष्ट है कि ये समस्याएं किसी एक देश की लॉ एंड ऑर्डर समस्या नहीं है। इनका सामना करने के लिए हमें एकजुट होना होगा और इसके लिए हमें यथोचित कानूनों और नियमों का फ्रेमवर्क खड़ा करना होगा। इस संदर्भ में हमारे लॉ मेकर्स, विशेष रूप से महिला सांसदों को उनका आपसी संपर्क सहयोग एक सहायक के रूप में साबित हो सकता है। मेरा प्रस्ताव है कि हमें बिम्स्टेक महिला सांसदों के लिए एक विशेष फोरम की स्थापना करनी चाहिए। एक्सेलेंसीज, पिछले 2 दशकों में बिम्स्टेक ने उल्लेखनीय प्रगति की है, परंतु अभी हमारे सामने बहुत लंबी यात्रा है। हमारे आर्थिक इंटीग्रेशन को और गहरा करने के लिए अभी बहुत संभावनाएं हैं और यही हमारे लोगों की हमसे अपेक्षा भी है। यह चौथा शिखर सम्मेलन हमारे जनमानस की अपेक्षाओं, आशाओं और अभिलाषाओं को पूरा करने की दिशा में ठोस कदम उठाने का एक बहुत अच्छा अवसर है। इस चौथे समिट का डिक्लेरेशन बहुत से महत्वपूर्ण निर्णयों को अपने में समेटे हुए है। इनसे बिम्स्टेक के संगठन और प्रक्रिया को बहुत बल मिलेगा। साथ ही बिम्स्टेक की प्रक्रियाओं को ठोस रूप और मजबूती के लिए इस समिट की सफलता एक महत्वपूर्ण मील का पत्थर साबित होगी और इसके लिए मैं मेजबान देश नेपाल सरकार, प्रधानमंत्री ओली जी और सभी भागीदार लीडर्स के नेतृत्व का हृदय से बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन करता हूं। आगे भी भारत आपके साथ कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर चलने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है। आप सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
I would like to extend my appreciation to His Excellency Shri Narendra Modi ji, Prime Minister of India, for the statement. And next, I have the honor to invite His Excellency U Mint, President of the Union of the Republic of Myanmar, for his statement. Excellency, you have the floor.
Tababli ji, Nepal Nangang Winjo, Shama Oli, Teawla Nangang Odomia, BIMSTEC Dui Mujone, BIMSTEC